All right, folks, we've got another UFC show coming up this weekend. UFC 210. We got Daniel Cormier taking on Anthony Johnson one more time, and I'm just going to go through and just give you my picks straight up. It's going to be very straightforward. We'll see. All right, it's coming from Buffalo. First time I've done a show in Buffalo since I'm going to say like UFC 8 or UFC 9. I mean, it's been a long, long time since they've been in this neck of the woods. Alright, so this event is supposed to be a pay-per-view headliner like 6 months ago. Something happened. So Cormier, the champion, Anthony Johnson, obvious number one contender, they fought before, and in that one, Cormier pretty much had his way with Johnson. It wasn't a very competitive fight. Basically, Johnson came in there trying to get inside and do the really good striking up close, but he couldn't do it. Cormier used his wrestling. Johnson got really tired. Cormier grounded him out, and it was pretty straightforward from there. All DC. His ground game certainly outdid Johnson's striking game. And to be a fair, Rumble, he's got one of the best striking games in MMA. So that shows you just how good DC's wrestling and grappling, and all that stuff on the bottom is. I mean, he's that good. So, just looking at the stats here, I mean, I don't really want to bore you because it's one of those things where we've already had this fight happen before, and the specifics haven't changed. They haven't really gotten any taller. No one's reaches changed. So the question you got to ask here is there anything Johnson feasibly can do in this fight that he didn't do in the last fight that can give him the victory? And of course, I think just, objectively looking at the fight, the thing you're looking at is, okay, if Johnson wants to win, he's got to knock out Cormier in the first round. That's going to be difficult because nobody's knocked out Cormier. John Jones couldn't knock out Cormier, and John Jones is the best fighter probably in MMA history. And Cormier, I mean, he's beaten a lot of really good strikers. He just beat Anderson Silva, even though he is a little bit past his prime, but still, he's beaten Dan Henderson. He's beaten just a ton of dudes. Josh Barnett, really, really heavy-handed guys. So Anthony Johnson, I don't think he's anywhere close to being the best striker Cormier has fought. And of course, if we go in this fight talking about the gas tank, stamina and endurance, not even close. Cormier has this one in the bag. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to play out very, very similar to the first fight. I think Johnson will go in there and try to get some good shots early, but Cormier's going to keep his hits with the jab. I think it's going to be a pretty boring fight for the first round, but I think in the second one we're going to see Johnson get winded, and we're going to see Cormier start landing some takedowns, not going for the ground and pound finish yet. I think it will make it to the third round, and by then Rumble will just be dead weight, and Cormier will go in there and he'll beat him either by ground and pound TKO or by submission. I'm leaning towards, guillotine choke finish. Cormier retains. And of course the big story is who's going to be in the crowd. John Jones, and they're going to doing the build up for a fight that probably won't happen, but hopefully it does. We do need a main event for UFC 213 for 4th of July weekend, and that would be an utterly, utterly fantastic matchup. If we can get it to happen, of course, that's the big thing. But yeah, just for this one, Cormier has no excuse to lose this fight. Should be his in the bag unless he really, really messes up somewhere. All right, Chris Weidman taking on Gegard Mousasi. I think the last time we saw Chris Weidman, he got destroyed by Yoel Romero. And Mousasi, he's one of those guys where he's really doing sort of a career resurgence now. I mean, he was kind of, slumming it up for a couple of years, but he's been looking very, very good in his last couple of outings. Not really going to bore you because there's really not a whole lot to talk about here. Slight reach advantage for Chris Weidman. Striking statistics are pretty even. The only thing is Chris Weidman's eating about 2.9 shots per minute compared to 1.2 for Masashi. Defense slight favors Masashi. Takedown obviously favors Chris Weidman by a large margin. Takedown defense favors Weidman. Submissions average favors Mousasi. So here's the thing. I think 100%, if he's fighting at 100%, that is. I think Chris Weidman goes in there and beats up Mousasi. But just the way he got drubbed by Yoel Romero a couple of months back, I don't think he's fully recuperated from that. You're going to need at least a year to get over that. I think he's going to go in there. I think he's going to do a pretty good job wrestling, but I think Mousasi's going to keep the game close and the striking. And I think it's going to be a pretty uneventful fight that Mousasi wins by a split decision. like I said, you really hope for the best, but you take what you can get. All right, Cynthia Calvillo taking on Pearl Gonzalez, and unless I'm horribly mistaken, wasn't like Cynthia Calvillo like just at a pay-per-view, like really recently? So yeah, really, I don't know anything about Pearl Gonzalez. I mean, they don't even have anything listed as far as stats on the UFC 210 website, so I'm just flying completely blind here. All you need to know is that Cynthia Calvillo has the absolute highest submission average I've ever seen covering MMA. Most people are averaging like 0.89, maybe if they're really good, it's like 1.12. Hers 13.57. That's just absurd, astronomical. And she's got 4.52 takedowns averaging per fight, 100% takedown accuracy, 100% takedown defense. Yeah, Gonzalez, you're host. You ain't gonna win this fight. Cavilla's gonna take you down, and she's gonna submit you first round. And hopefully, she's got a career. She's fighting as a flyweight here. No, a strawweight. My bad. So hopefully, we have some competition for Joanna Champion at some point. But yeah, this might be my lock of the night here. I don't really see how Pearl wins this one. All right, in a battle of guys who pretty much tapped out and reached their full potential in 2008, but are still fighting in the year 2017. 10 years past their prime, we got Thiago Alves taking on Patrick Cote. And fun fact, in the year 2008/2009, over like that 1 year span covering that area, both these guys had shots for UFC gold. Alves had GSP, got drubbed. Patrick Cote like broke his leg fighting Anderson Silva. So that was like within like a 6 or 7 month span of one another. So yeah, these guys, golden oldies, way past their relevancy, but they're here. That's what happens when you have a 200 fighter roster. You end up having matches like this, I suppose. That you're actually able to pay pay-per-view money to see, which is probably a mistake. All right, so it's a welterweight fight. Reach advantage slightly favorable. It's a huge reach advantage for Cote. Striking landed per minute favors Alves. Takedown average pretty much even. So yeah, it looks like this actually, on paper at least, as far as just looking at the stats, it should be a pretty close matchup. I'm gonna go with Alves by unanimous decision. I mean, no real feeling. I think he's gonna get the knockout. I think it'll be somewhat close, but Alves has better wrestling, I think. Well, actually, way better wrestling. He's got 64% takedowns compared to 21 for Cote. So that tells you that. And Patrick does have pretty bad takedown defense. I think Alves goes in there and he John Fishes Cote, and that's all there is to know about that one. All right, Will Brooks taking on Charles Oliveira, a featherweight matchup. This is probably going to be the best fight of the night. I think the most competitive, just looking at their stats and what we've seen in the past from them. Both guys pretty much even. Slight reach advantage for Oliveira. Striking statistics pretty much dead even. Oliveira does get the slight advantage with takedowns per fight, even though Will Brooks, very much need to note this, he actually has a better takedown accuracy and a much better takedown defense. But the submission averages for Oliveira to 2.66 per fight compared to Will Brooks 0.14. So yeah, really tough one to call here. I'm gonna go Will Brooks. I think he ekes out a unanimous decision in this one. Just gotta pick one guy. Should be pretty good though. All right, I'm just gonna run through the rest of the card with my very quick picks for the FS1 fights and Fight Pass event. Miles Jury taking on Mike De La Torre. I'm gonna go with Miles Jury by his decision. We got Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare, even though he's never been in Tecmo Super Bowl, taking on Sean Strickland. This is actually a pretty good-looking fight. These guys, they have 2 losses between them, almost 20 wins. Well, actually more than 20 wins, almost 30 wins. So this, fighting at welterweight, this could be a very good fight. I'm going to go with the Nigerian Nightmare. I think he wins it by 3rd round TKO. Shane Burgess taking on Charles Rosa. Another pretty good match. Looking at the stats and the records here, I'm going to go with Rosa by 2nd round TKO. Patrick Cummins taking on Jane Blachowicz. I'm going to go with Patrick Cummins to win by third round submission. We've got Gregor Gillespie taking on Andrew Holbrook. Another good looking fight as far as stats go. I'm going to give it to Gillespie by unanimous decision. Josh Emmett taking on Desmond Green. I'm going to go with Emmett by second round stoppage, TKO. Caitlin Chukagan taking on Irene Aldana. I'm going to go with Aldana by second round stoppage. She's a very good wrestler from what I'm looking at here. And for the big curtain jerker, we got Janelle Lawsa taking on Magomed Bilbulatov. And this is at 125. I have no stats with these guys, so I'm just going blind into this one. I'm going to go with Lawsa because his nickname is Demolition Man, and that's a great movie if you've never seen it. I'll give it to him by unanimous decision. Alright, so all that to say, probably not the best UFC pay-per-view on paper that they've tried to get us to buy in quite some time. But you do have some pretty good fights on there. Oddly enough, they seem to be like mostly centered on the prelims. So you got some really good fights there you probably don't want to miss out. They're free on TV. Pay-per-view itself, you can give or take. But if there's some alright fights, probably not worth going out of your way to see. But you know what? You got nothing else going on Saturday night. You got UFC. Alright, so those are my picks. Feel free to take them. Take them to the bank. Don't take them anywhere. Just my offer. Do whatever you want with them. That's just what I think is going to happen. Could be wrong, could be right. Do what you want with them.